What's going on, y'all? Tonight I'm doing some catfish fishing. I actually went out last night to the same spot I'm going to tonight, landed 4 really nice fish, and also had a few other good runs, and just didn't work out, didn't get them in. But I didn't end up filming. It was just making a quick trip. I was only there for about an hour of good fishing. You know, catfish fishing, the best time is right at dark, and then the first couple hours after dark. And as soon as it started getting dark, sun started setting, boom, it was on. And for about an hour I was catching fish just quickly and having a lot of action, so it was good. Like I said, I only landed 4 because I didn't have very good setups. I was actually going in, there's a car going by. I was actually going in expecting to be fishing for some bigger fish. I had some bigger baits, and turned out that there were a lot of channel cats in there. Decent sized ones, a lot of fun to catch, but I just didn't go into it anticipating that's what I was gonna find. But tonight, I know what I'm going into. Derek is going with me, and we're gonna get after him. I just got home. I just went out and caught a bunch of bait. Show you guys what we got going on. Just a bunch of shiners and creek chubs. Might be 1 or 2 smaller bluegill in there. But another thing I'm gonna show you guys is how I keep my bait. And this is the best way that I've found to keep it alive, just for, you know, most of the day at least, is to I keep the bait in this smaller bucket, clearly, but I run my aerator straight into that. It's just the little cheap ones you can get at Walmart for like $5, so that's an easy find. And then just fill up your 5-gallon bucket at your creek or whatever with water, and then submerge the bucket completely down in there, and that gives you some good water circulation. So they're getting fresh water in there about constantly, the way they're pushing it in there, and as well as the aerator. But another thing that I'm gonna show you guys is the rigs I'm using today. They're pretty tried and true river fishing rigs. I'm sure you guys are familiar with them, but I'm gonna show you guys what I got going on in case anybody hasn't tried any river fishing. So right here, I'm just running a little 2/0 circle hook. Now last night I was running 6/0, which is why I was having my bait stolen so much. But then I've got that on a leader. I've got actually an 80-pound mono leader. You do not need anything like that, especially for what I'm doing. It's just my kind of go-to. And then I've just got a 1-ounce no roll, and then a bead to protect my knot, and then that swivel. So I'm running the same thing on both of these rods. And then on this one, it's a little bit of a heavier rod. I've actually got a 4/0 circle hook on that with it's actually a triangle weight, but pretty much the same thing. So that's what I'm dealing with. We're gonna eat some dinner, hang out for a little while, and then right before dark we're gonna make our way out there, start fishing, get a fire going, and see what bites. We'll find out. All right, y'all, so we just made it down here to the spot. Let me check the time. So like 8:30. So I'm gonna get a couple lines baited up. Last night they didn't start biting until it was after, well, right at dark is whenever it really picked up. But on this first one, I've got this big hook. So I'm gonna try to get one of these bigger shiners if I can get one. Maybe. There we go. Pretty good size shiner. I'm not gonna open them up all the way because he'll get out of my hands. And I'm just hooking him right here towards the tail and the top of the back, making sure there's no scales on there. And I'm gonna put him right out in front of that down tree. Perfect. So on this reel, this is the Shimano bait runner. It's got the bait runner, so I don't have to worry about drag or anything. And then whenever you reel, it snaps in. But that's what we got going. I'm gonna get these other 2 rods baited up with smaller shiners, get them casted out, and we'll see what happens. You were right. It's a turtle. Derica started noticing the bait already started running. We didn't even have it in there for a second, and she got a big redder slider.
Not really what we're looking for.
No, not really. Here you go. Get this hook out of his
Poor
mouth.
fella.
No wonder it was being so weird. Like running a little bit and then not.
Yeah.
That circle hook even got in the corner of a turtle's mouth. I'm gonna have to get these pliers.
Okay, here, just lay it down.
Okay, hold this line so that he doesn't
Swallow it more.
take off. Oh my gosh. Sorry, Mr. Turtle.
Ruined his day.
Yeah. Away he goes. Nice catch, Derica. We just had one hit. I think it was the middle rod, wasn't it?
I think so. It sounded like it.
Last night, sometimes they would hit it and
Wait a second.
yeah, they would give one hard initial hit and then like 30 seconds later or so they would boom, take off with it. Killing them. Derica just hooked into one. We just now got our fire going. And this rod took off. I'm trying to get this headlamp. Come on now. Oh, it's a good one. Nice, let me get down here. While you fight him.
Oh, he went into the second. Sorry about
Here,
that.
I'll try to get him. Let him down in the water a little bit so he doesn't break your line. Hold this camera. Oh yeah, there we go. Nice fish, babe. That's a good one.
First one of the night.
Sweet, yep. Getting it done. Derek is on the board with the first one. That's a nice one. Good fish. We'll get some pictures with him and then get him sent back on his way. Just hooked into another fish. It's been like 20 minutes, wouldn't you say, Derica?
Yeah, probably.
Since the last one. Oh no!
Did it just come off?
No, yeah. Dang it, guys. Oh, that was a good one too. That really sucks. Dang, that was a good fish. Oh well. That's part of it. Maybe we'll catch another one or a bigger one. Who knows? Dang, that's frustrating. I think like there's slime all over it and he was coming up and just rolling and rolling and rolling. Usually these, get that back on. Usually the circle hooks will stay in them even when they're rolling, but sometimes it just gets out. That sucks. That was a good fish. Oh well. We will get ready and try. Cool. Well, it's coming on about midnight. It was a relatively slow night on the river. It's interesting how different nights change so much. I had a lot of action about an hour last night before I had to head back to the house, and then tonight we've spent twice the time and only come up with one fish and a turtle. But we still had a great time. It was a good night, and we got to do some fishing. We had, I think, 2 other runs. One of them was that one that I had on for a while and he ended up coming off. Unfortunately, that seemed like it was a pretty good fish, but that's just the way it goes sometimes. Then the other one actually ran towards us and he never got hooked whenever, I mean, he wasn't pulling against anything, so he never got hooked, and I never knew that he hit because I had my drag set to hear him whenever they run out and he came at us. So never heard anything, never knew he was there. He got our bait. But we're gonna try to make it out another night this week and hopefully get after him again. But coming on Friday, we're headed up to Minnesota to go to the Boundary Waters. So really looking forward to that. We're going to be spending a week up there camping and smallmouth fishing and walleye fishing, hopefully doing a little bit of lake trout fishing too. I've never caught a lake trout before, so we're going to try to get some footage there and see what we can catch. So stay tuned on the channel and hopefully we'll have some action.